Working, I don't know. Trying to figure out if it's working or not. I guess it is. Yeah, it's working. I guess it is. Yeah, it's working. All right. So, game day. Today's game day. 8:15 Thursday. Hopefully, it's not one of those Chicago Carolina Thursdays or really any Thursday night game is just weak. I don't like them. But we got Skip and Michael Irvin. Obviously, you know where they're swinging. Keyshawn's trying to be the only one that's not, you know, fully sold on Dallas. But we're going to see what they're talking about. Watch some videos. I'll give you a little Cowboys talk and then probably just jump on some Call of Duty.
Changed with Dak Prescott over the last 5 or 6 weeks. I am seeing serenity at that position. I'm seeing what Aaron Rodgers chose to point out. He's in complete command. He's in complete control. He has found a comfort zone in a shock to me with Mike McCarthy calling these plays to the point that I'm saying it's the Dak and Mac attack. There's something very different right now about.
I don't really condone that Dak and Mac attack. That's pretty awful. You know, I don't really like that name. I don't. Texas Coast offense is ugly. I mean, the Texas Coast offense is good, but I mean, it is what it is. It's working. That's what matters. That it's working. So yeah, Skip missed me with that Dak and Mac attack. It's pretty. I mean, he's old, so yeah.
Dak Prescott. And I do believe he can sustain this through these final 6 games. But if we then project into the postseason, it's hard for me to be completely sold. But for me to go all the way up to a 7, having thrown his jersey into the trash, is significant at this point. So I believe he will play extremely well tonight, extremely well against Philadelphia, and sustain this down the stretch. And I'm giving him.
Yeah. I think yeah. Shout out Ghostface. Keeping that shit 100. Like and subscribe, follow. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not one of those delusional fans. You know what I mean? Where, you know, every year we're going to the Super Bowl type. I'm not one of them. Let's keep it real with my team. We're balling right now, though. I can't really say nothing else but that we're balling. Yeah. That's pretty much what it boils down to is your team balling right now? I don't really care about. Oh, you're a Carolina fan? Yeah, we kind of you got to put them boys down this year. We kind of put them down this year, yeah. I don't think they suck. I don't think Carolina sucks. What I think is that Bryce Young does not have anybody to throw the ball to. He has nobody to protect him. That Miles Sanders signing was a bust. Their defense is good though. Like they got a good pass defense. They don't get to the quarterback a lot, but yeah, they got to get him some weapons. We'll see. You know, free agency is always going to be interesting, so we'll see what's up with free agency and the whole vibe of that. Yeah. I can tell you though, like watching him, like he can move around. So I mean, it'd be interesting. Like I know that there's going to be a lot of head coaching candidates out there. I know that offensive coordinator for the Lions, Ben Johnson, might be one of those guys that they'll look at if he decides to become a head coach and he can work around a scheme for Bryce Young. But yeah, the kid can move in the pocket. He's got a strong arm. I mean, Kyler Murray's smaller than him, so I would say he's a little bit between Russ and Kyler. I think the kid's good though. Like people, like you're not gonna be a quarterback like C.J. Stroud. Like to be honest with you, bro, like that's just like it's one in a million. You know, you hope to find guys like that in the top 3 picks at quarterback, anyways. Hasn't happened that much, to be honest with you.
A really good shot of winning MVP because the schedule.
Not a fan of the team or a Bengals fan, but you go. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I grew up in North Carolina. My first football game I think that I watched was the 04-05 run that they made to the Super Bowl against New England. Like, yeah, that's kind of when I became a fan. I just chose not to root for them. I never, you know, I just chose Dallas, you know what I mean? And then one of the first games I watched is obviously this Carolina run. I didn't really get into football after that, but like when Romo got in, their Bledsoe got hurt. That's kind of what started me piquing my interest. And then like once, you know, we get 9-7 and he botches the snap on the field goal, a fan was born, you know what I'm saying? And ever since then, that's 2005, 2006 season, so I've been rooting for them for about 18 years. So yeah, man. It's not always got to root for the hometown team, you know, but I just wasn't really that big into Carolina. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do more of these type discussions and then probably stream some Call of Duty, man. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Bengals are just cooked this year, man. Can't keep Joe Burrow up, right? You know what I mean? And seems like they keep signing guys left and right, and nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing happens.
Is tough enough to allow him to show you he's the MVP.
See, now you was good. You were good for a while there, Skip. Then you said something that made my ears perk up. You start talking about what Dak has been able to do, and he's playing exceptional. Yes, that is very true. You're not lying.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing though, man. Like, see, you say they, as in the team. Most people say, "Oh, it's the quarterback that choked," but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a team sport. Like, just like basketball. Like, the only other solo sports is like tennis, golf. Like, those sports you can say, "Oh, he choked," or "He's not clutch," or whatever. But like a team sport like football, bro, like everything has to go right. And then the playoffs, you condense everything. Everything's just condensed in the postseason. So you go like, "Oh, he had a bad game. It's his fault." I mean, that's just the easy way to go about it. You know what I mean? But ever since that Super Bowl run, I don't think the Bengals have done anything. A lot of quarterbacks that go to their first Super Bowl and don't win never go back. I think the record's like 0-14 or something like that. Pretty wild. Yeah, man, but just, you know, if you're digging the video, I'm going to try to do this a lot more often. I got a lot of free time on my hands right now. Like, subscribe, I'll be on here. I'll top it up on Call of Duty too. Waiting on that Warzone to come out as well. Hopefully that is interesting enough to play, because multiplayer just right now just isn't for me. I wouldn't say it's a curse because he took him to a Super Bowl. I don't think the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl since like the mid to late 80s. So I think they played San Francisco maybe in the Super Bowl or something like that. I don't think it's a curse. I just think everything has to go right. you know. And for a playoff game, a one and done situation, like it's not always gonna go your way, bro. It's just like the same thing with Dallas. Like they'll say, "Oh, it's Dak's fault," you know. But it's like, well, I mean, the defense couldn't stop anybody. They gave up 150 yards on the ground, you know. But just everybody goes to the quarterback because the wins and losses go to the quarterback and the head coach. So you say, "Oh, the coach can't get it done. The quarterback can't get it done." It's like, well, you didn't have no run game. You couldn't run the ball. You couldn't stop the run. You couldn't stop the ball on third down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole little narrative this year is that the games are scripted. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, scripted in what sense? Like, dudes is out there tearing their ACLs, getting knocked out of games. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're scripted. I definitely think that the reffing sucks this year. For sure. Reffing sucks this year.
About that. But here's where the negative, the soreness in the brain gets to me, is the fact that he's always playing from ahead. Things are easier to be able to do those sort of things. You want to say something?
No, I'm saying I can give you this. I can give you some of this, I may say.
And what I want to
give you some of this.
What I want to see is what I seen in Justin Fields the other night at the end of a game. What I want to see is what Jalen Hurts was able to do against the Buffalo Bills at the end of the game.
Now you have gone too far.
What?
How can you bring Justin Fields in this
No, I'm just talking about all I'm doing, Michael, is I'm going somewhere.
You can't bring anybody that dipped down in the barrel one time. I need somebody that lays in the barrel sleeping.
Listen.
Okay, come on, give me something.
Listen? I got to get there.
Okay, get there.
When I'm talking about Justin Fields, I'm not talking about the course of the game. I'm just talking about things went bad. Then all of a sudden, at the end of that game, he threw the football on 2 plays that got him in place to kick the field goal to walk off and win it.
They weren't great throws.
No,
but
they were not. No, they were not. But guess what happened? Those receivers bailed him out.
They did.
Something, and I'm getting there. Something I want to see Dak Prescott and his receivers do. Here's a scenario. I don't care which game it is. 28-24, $1:30 to go, one timeout on your own 15-yard line. You need to win the game. I need to see that against a Seattle, against a Buffalo, against a Miami. It doesn't have to be all of them. I just want to see it. That's all I want to see.
Yeah. The Eagles, man, obviously I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't like anything about the Eagles, from the fan base to the colors that they wear. They get away with a lot of calls this year. That holding in the Super Bowl was holding week 1 of the NFL season. You know what I mean? That's blatant. You know what I mean? You can't do that. And they had their chances to win that game. Hurts turned it over. I think he fumbled once or twice or whatever it was. Like this year, like Philly does get away with a lot of calls, bro. Like they got away with a lot of calls in Buffalo. They got some on us. There's like a 20-minute video on YouTube where he goes over like 40 missed calls. He went over 40 missed calls. I was crying about 7 missed calls that impacted the game in my eyes. But he said 40. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's easy to sit on the couch and be like, oh, you know, you could have thrown the flag there or made that call. You know, you don't know what those guys are thinking. But, like, yeah, Philly's getting calls this year left and right. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not, you know, you still got to beat them. You know what I mean? If you give up freaking a comeback on the Philly, if you're Buffalo and you have a chance to close the game in the 4th quarter, you miss a field goal. If you didn't miss that field goal, you probably win the game. You know what I mean? You don't. Well, defensively, I think they punted the ball or whatever it was, punted the ball, kicked the field goal, whatever it was, in overtime. You're sitting there playing a prevent defense like you're up, like you're up 10 or you're up a score and you're not trying to give up anything. And you know the defensive calls is what lost in that game, because I mean the defense played pretty good. kept them in the game. You know what I mean? That defense was getting pressure on Hurts. So, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough watching those games, and you're like, what the hell? I don't know what I did there. Skip the video.
He changed with Dak Prescott.
Dip down in the barrel one time. I need somebody that lays in the barrel
Will you
sleeping.
listen?
Okay, come on, give
Will
me
you
something.
listen? I got to get there.
Okay, get there.
When I'm talking about Justin Fields, I'm not talking about the course of the game. I'm just talking about things went bad. Then all of a sudden, at the end of that game, he threw the football on 2 plays that got him in against a Buffalo, against a Miami. It doesn't have to be all of them. I just want to see it. That's all I want to see. Because if you show me those sort of moments, now you got the Aaron Rodgers of the world. Now you got the Tom Brady of the hell. You got Brock Purdy doing it. Now you got that. That is all I'm saying. I'm not talking about an inch from scoring a touchdown because your foot stepped out of bounds. You didn't win the game. That's all I'm saying. I want to see that so I can take him from an 8 and 8.5 to a 10.
Yeah, that's the 10.
That's all I'm saying,
There's
Michael.
the 10.
But I need the help from everybody else because it's not just all on him at the quarterback position.
And that's what we rail over. That's what we go off rails at because really, what you ask for Justin Fields, a receiver made a great play and bailed him out. It can't be a receiver making a great play because this is Dak Prescott. It's going to have to be, as you talked about and everybody just talked about right here, Dak lifting people up, not somebody saving Dak. Because we were going to point to, that was a bad throw. CeeDee Lamb when he made the play. If CeeDee Lamb didn't make that kind of a grab, you see what I'm saying?
It's a different scale. Michael.
I understand that, but it's different scales. It's different scales. That's why when it's Dak Prescott, he has to be above reproach. He has to be above reproach in his play because we're going to point out every little thing and every little mistake. And no matter what, how many of those 15 interceptions bounced off someone else's hands, we never talked about the someone else. We only talk about Dak Prescott because he's the star of the team that wears the star. He's the quarterback, and I understand all of that. Even though...
Michael Irvin's the GOAT, bro. He really is. He just I get he's a homer, but like as an analyst, bro, he is the GOAT. I mean, like he's up there. I think he's up there like him, Shannon Sharp. Keyshawn's all right. Skips is old to me. I mean, I've been watching Skip since I was young. He just kind of gets boring, but like Michael Irvin, like he just keeps it real. He's just keeping it real. He ain't trying to sugarcoat anything. Like those 15 picks last year. Dak made some bad throws, but like I'm armchair quarterbacking right now, right? But if you look at the way the play is designed, he's putting the ball where it's supposed to go. So a lot of those times the receivers, breaking off the route too late, too early, bouncing off their hands, throwing a comeback route, and the dude slipping up on the route. Things like that. But like this year, like he's only got 6 picks. You know what I mean? So still got like 5-6 weeks left in the season, I think. So I don't think he'll finish with 10. If he finishes with 10, it'll be fine because he'll have at least 35 to 38 TDs, right? So that'll be like a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. That's like MVP, type touchdown interception ratio. I don't think he'll get MVP. They'd have to win out. They'd have to beat Philly at home, blow out Miami, blow out Buffalo for them. You know what I mean? That's when we get to the playoffs healthy and then go from there. But yeah, Irvin, man, he's the GOAT.
Think about it, how the hyperbole and the propaganda gets in one place. Well, what do we hear? Hey, and beat a team with the winning record.
Is that a lie?
No, yes, it is a lie. Didn't the Jets, didn't they win a game before we played now?
Michael Irvin,
like
stop.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
You gonna say they won it though, so it's a winning record?
They were.
Is that not a winning record? 1-0. What else we call that?
Is that a
But
lie?
see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? though? But it didn't match the propaganda in the hyperbole, in the mess that they wanted to throw to everybody. So everybody just started saying what they heard. They hadn't beat a team with a winning record.
My
This is what
God,
I'm saying.
Michael, they were 1-0 at the start of the damn season. Come on, man.
All I ask by definition. That's all. You can go ahead. That's all I'm saying.
Skip, I know you're not fit to sit up here and validate 1-0 as a winning record.
No.
It was a top 5 defense, and we put up 30. Dak
The
record.
best defense that y'all played against and beaten were the Los Angeles Rams sitting at 16th. Okay, in points per game allowed.
I thought you loved the Jets' defense. You rave about them.
That's another thing, too. It's like these people, a lot of the times, though, like Keyshawn would love to be on a team like this, right? But the analyst in him is going to they want to have their cake and eat it too, right? So it's like you haven't played nobody. They didn't pick these teams to play against. You know what I'm saying? They didn't pick. They didn't just hand pick the schedule. Like, yeah, just give me the easiest games. The schedule is basically we're playing the same schedule that Philly's playing, Washington, and the Giants. The same teams we're playing. We're playing the AFC West. We're playing the NFC West. We're playing the AFC East, NFC West. Then we play our division twice, right? So then there's some, games scattered here and there. You might not play, the same teams or whatever. But for them to just go like, oh, you ain't played nobody. I mean, doesn't really matter. Those dudes practice like we practice. Those dudes watch tape like we watch tape. Those dudes get on the gridiron on Sunday and have to ball out. And they don't. Like, look at Philly against Washington. Both games. Close games. One-score games. What did we do to Washington on Thanksgiving? We stomped them. But it's the Commanders. They fired this dude. They're getting. So? Are they an NFL team? Exactly. They had Sam Howell. He's basically he went from being a nobody last year to being you could put him up there in the top 15 already. You can name guys he's better than right now. Like guys like he's better than Derek Carr. The turnovers is one thing, but okay, that's what's up, man. Good luck with that. But yeah, he has a lot of turnovers, but like at the end of the day, you gotta play. Now, think about this narrative though. They blow out Washington. Nobody. They lose to Washington. You can't beat a good team. They just flip flop too much, man. Like, we beat the Jets week 2, right? Oh, the Jets ain't nobody. There's Zach Wilson. Blah blah blah. They beat Philly. You get what I'm saying? It's that kind of deal. Like, so now if San Fran beats Philly, it's really nothing. It's nothing to. They're not gonna talk about that. They're gonna talk about Dallas barely beating Seattle or Seattle beating Dallas. But we'll see tonight. You know what I mean? We'll see tonight how it goes. I think it's gonna be a big game. Because Seattle's reeling. We're just gonna go ahead and put them out, put their lights out, put them down. You know what I mean? We're going to shoot that bird out the sky. Cowboy is going to shoot the bird out the sky. Just what it is.
Look, it was the second game of the season.
But they were coming off a high. They had
And that's
pulled
all
one
I'm
off
saying.
against
They beat Buffalo.
Well,
All I'm saying is when it
beat
comes
them every
to
year. They
Dallas,
split.
and I know more about this than a lot of people, we continue to move the goalposts back.
We do.
Move the goalposts back.
Not we.
Yeah.
No, but when you sit up here trying to sell that the 1-0 means that it's above 500, you're really gonna sell that? Like, you really getting ready to be you getting ready to be a used car salesman?
It's like you selling they hadn't beat a team with a winning record.
You know what a winning record is, man. Come on, Michael. Don't do me like this.
I can't go through that. I can't go through that. A winning record is a winning record. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, Key, is we don't worry about the facts because the story gets so much.
So you getting ready to play? You getting ready to play a team tonight with a winning record, right? Correct?
Okay.
You are.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about
You're already trying to discount them, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to discount them. What I am going to try to clear y'all brains.
I don't think he'll come back. I mean, for what? Like, that offensive line, like, I don't know how many offensive line combinations they started, but that offensive line ain't it, man. You're just going to, I would say, activate him. He's not playing this week. Maybe they'll activate him next week or something like that. They'll probably activate him, like, next week, week after. Maybe give him a game or two and then just call it the season just so he can get some reps with Garrett Wilson or whatever. But, yeah, this season's chalked up for the Jets, bro. Like, they're not doing anything. For him to go back out there and risk getting hurt again because, I mean, he's coming back but doesn't mean that he's fully healthy. You know what I'm saying? Healthy enough to come back, but, like, game shape, basically 3 months of just nothing. I don't know. I wouldn't put him in that much of a risk reward scenario. The risk of him getting hurt and the reward of you maybe winning a couple games and still missing the playoffs. I'd rather just, you come back a week or two, maybe the last couple weeks of the season, just get some reps in with the guys. I think this offseason they got to make some moves, but yeah, man, I don't know about. Yeah, it would suck to see him go back down with that injury. We'll see. I was excited for the Aaron Rodgers Jets. You know what I mean? I was definitely gonna be watching that team. I'm a fan. I like Aaron. I think Aaron Rodgers, to me, like, he's probably like one of my favorite quarterbacks I've ever watched. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean that dude is a dog. And he just plays football like he's in the backyard, you know what I mean? He throws the best ball. It's been clutch. All good, man. All good. Just keep it coming back whenever, bro. I'll be here.
So my voice can seep inside your head so you can understand that the Seattle Seahawks have lost 3 of the last 4. Okay, they are not playing good football right now.
Oh, now you're moving the goalpost.
He's moving the goalpost.
Make sure I don't fall off this thing as I'm moving back.
I hope you fall because you're not listening. They're 1-3, Skip, in the last 4. Okay. I gave you the offensive statistical numbers in those 4 games. Your defense should pin their ears back and go get Geno Smith. You should win by 10. And if you don't, I have questions with that.
Okay, that's
considering what type of team they are today. Not yesterday, but today as you get ready to kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. I think it's somewhere there. 8:15 or so. Yeah. That's what I want to know.
Okay.
Not that we beat a team that was 1-0 with a quarterback that couldn't get out of his own damn way.
All right. But the issue at hand right now is, if you look hard at Dak's stats, he's actually playing, if you go second level, third level, he's playing the best quarterback in the whole league.
But I gave you that.
Okay, that's what's happening.
I just want to see it. Am I wrong, Skip, to want to see it against better defenses?
You're not wrong, because the fourth level stat that I got to address, this is my favorite one because it's so obscure, but Dak has dropped back 414 times so far this year. 414. He has thrown the football away 3 times. Only 3 times has he said, I don't like what I see, I throw it away. Aaron Rodgers, in his heyday in Green Bay, he would go year after year leading the league by far in throwaways. No, throwaways. Right. He kept his interceptions so low.
Down. That's what I was thinking.
He would take one look, and if he didn't like it, he'd just dirt ball it. Just dirt ball it. Just throw it away. He's not even going to try it. There are no tight window throws. I'm just throwing this away. I thought in part because he would protect his own stats. Sometimes you need to try a tight window throw, but the point for you, Keyshawn Johnson, is that Dallas has been destroying the opposition so badly, so completely, that Dak doesn't even need to think about throwing the ball away because people are open. He is finding open receivers more than anybody is finding open receivers. And by the way, if we go back to that Arizona debacle out in the nightmare in the desert, remember, 3 starting offensive linemen, including 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, did not play in that game. I'm going to knock on wood. I probably shouldn't even bring it up.
Right now,
that line is healthy, and it is playing. It might be the best offensive line. I know San Francisco's is really good.
There you go.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
This is where
I'm
you
telling
get
you.
yourself in trouble.
Pass blocking.
Both lines are playing pretty good.
Dak has time to throw, and he's in complete command, and that is a dangerous recipe for the rest of the league because it is operating at the highest level. And I think Seattle's going to get a big taste of that tonight, and then I think they can beat Philadelphia because I don't respect Philly's defense as much as you do, Keyshawn.
And I hope Dallas is focused on Philly now. We got a lot of people up here talking about.
You mean Seattle?
I mean Dallas focused on Seattle. Sorry, excuse me. Even I'm doing it. Even I'm doing it. Because y'all,
you and Skip been doing it all week long, worried about the damn Eagles when you got the Hawks in front of you. Wrong bird.
You just sat here, Skip. You just said a key and said, "Let me see you do it." Going down the road. I don't want that. I don't want that thinking about going down the road.
Tonight.
I want you thinking about tonight.
It starts tonight.
If you don't think about tonight, that road gonna be so bumpy, paved with such valleys, peaks and valleys, nothing but pain there. And by right at the hand of this dude that's right over here talking that noise. I'm just saying. Let's just take care tonight.
But here's what I will say.
There might 30 people against you.
Here's what I will say for a silver lining for you and Skip to try to make y'all smile a little bit. What surface do the Cowboys play on, Michael? Turf.
Turf, yeah.
You know the Cowboys haven't lost a game on turf since January 3rd, 2020? They've won 29 straight turf games. They've lost 4 games on grass.
You were doing
last
homework.
Year. Yeah, a little bit.
Changed with
Yeah, we're back. All right, so this is obviously the same video I was watching. What can we watch? I like watching Chase Daniel break down film. But yeah, man, haters gonna hate. They gonna say whatever they want about the boys, but I mean, just gotta keep talking about them, man. It is what it is. I like the QB school's pretty dope too. Let's watch some film, break down some film. You know what I mean?
Everything I do here is to be great on Sundays.
Closed man, talk a lot about by 4. Just hop over there, join, become a member. 3 here, write down the hash. Thing of beauty, on time, in rhythm, decisive, absolute strike.
I ain't gonna mute him, but like I'll just low volume.
Now I will say that
We'll watch some tape. Break down this tape. Thanksgiving shellacking of the commies. You know?
Quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This week is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So if you are interested, hop over there, join, become a member. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Dak Prescott, the Cowboys.
Look at that. Drop back. Straight boom. That's something like that though. I mean, obviously he's breaking it down. I'm breaking it down because I want to, because I'm armchair quarterbacker today. You know what I'm saying? That's just having trust in your guy too. He might not be a top 5, 10 tight end, but Ferguson, he's got really good hands. He said it this year preseason. He said he was going to have a good season. So that's just having trust in your guy. I mean, that's on a rope, you know. That's on a rope. He threw that ball on a rope. Look at that.
From the number 3 here, write down the hash. Thing of beauty, on time, in rhythm, decisive, absolute strike. Now I will say that I absolutely love the vast majority of this design. So the first part of this, what this route is we're going to take the middle of the field. We're going to catch split field safety. We're going to have this linebacker type running with us. All we need to do is put this thing right where we want, right down the middle of the field. Now the other thing that I love about this is that this is a quads formation. We weren't a condensed 4 eligibles, 1 by 4. This creates all sorts of chaos here. So if this wasn't here, and then we kind of get to what the bones, I'm not sure about the path of this scene by the number 2, but essentially 3 by 1, 4 verticals over here with a little bit of a choice here from Lamb. So there's just great options all over the place. I love quad bunch. One of my favorite formations in all of football right now.
They weren't doing this last year. They really weren't doing this at the beginning of the year too, where they're just like moving CeeDee Lamb around. He's playing in the slot, left side on the right side, moving him around, stuff like that. Like the formations are different. Like offense is just different from what it was last year and the years before that. Kind of already knew that was going to change. Everybody was expecting McCarthy to be the OC. He's just a play caller. I'm sure he has a little bit of say in the offense, but Schottenheimer's the one that should get a lot of credit too, man. He's the one scheming this, dialing this stuff up. You know, they dial it up, scheme it. He speaks it. McCarthy calls it. Dak does it. You know, so it's like everything's working in unison right now. I mean, granted, like, yeah, some plays that they did leave out there on the field this game, but like, I mean, hell, who doesn't?
Now, great job taking advantage of it. Again, great vision. That's a strike. This is a great vision, but it's also a great throw. I mean, it's right down his path, right on stride, on the money. Simply outstanding from Dak Prescott. Again, Dak at his best, in rhythm, on time, decisive, and again, helps when you're throwing to open guys. Talk a lot about it, but that linebacker, 57, has got his back turned. He's only covering the width of his shoulders. Now, you can't throw it between his shoulder blades, but anywhere else is going to have a great shot. It's a strike of a throw, and that is a big chunk. Next one here, 3rd and 4. We're going to go 3x2 to 3x2. Middle field closed, man. Talk a lot about the leverage element of what we're working with here. Now,
those slant routes are killer slant routes when you got a good, fast, yards after catch type receiver like Lamb, who will turn that little 5-yard slant to like a 15, 20-yard gain. Like, man, he's just doing it, man. They're doing it. You know, this is the best offense I've seen in terms of scheme, how clean it is, the blocking, running backs picking up that blitzer, dudes knowing where they're supposed to be at, the pre-snap motion, the whole thing looks good.
even though it looks closed at the start, it ends up being a little bit of a funky formation, and you're going to see bastard formations like this when you've got a dude that is rolling like 88 is rolling right now. I actually think it ends up being probably not the correct leverage that they want. So for me here, when I'm saying middle field closed, I'm saying there's a post safety. Now at the snap, he comes over the top. Now, is that a true double? Are they doubling Lamb right here? If they are, you would want opposite leverage. So if it was middle field closed, if it stayed like this, middle field closed, I would imagine this leverage to be outside, like you're trying to funnel this in. Well, then a slant is a perfect call. You just got to get it on him before he hits the safety. If it's a true double, and we're going to run over the top here or play 2-man down here to the bottom, you would want like inside eye leverage. So you wouldn't want to give up this slant here. That would be really hard to get versus inside leverage. So some sort of miscommunication. Can't say I'm surprised by Washington's back end being confused. Creates a little bit of space, and Dak makes him pay. But again, you can see the safety, right? Looks like he's in the middle, runs to the half field. Hard to play defense like that. Hard to have that kind of leverage when you have no safety help inside. So a little bit with the shift motion to create that look. And again, that's too easy for these guys. Way too easy. Drop 8, first down. Next one here, touchdown pass off a screen. This to me is off drive screen in the West Coast world. You're going to get that shallow. Great job by the big guys getting out, and that's as easy as it gets. Outstanding call, great design. Love a good high red zone screen for a touchdown pass. Way too easy. Watch the big guys get out, cover everybody else up. That's outstanding. Now, the part about the offensive architecture I want to talk about is this motion and route. So what I'm used to calling flanker drive. So this side, we're coming down in motion, and we're going to run that shallow or drive route. The reason you do that with a screen, I actually like the screen as a flow screen better where it comes from over there. But if you're going to run it from the traditional same side over here, is you're hoping someone runs or matches that drive. So he go with that thing. So once he goes with it, we then have everybody covered up. We've got, I think the tight end comes out and blocks the corner. We got the offensive line on the big guys, and it's just a beautifully well-orchestrated call. So watch that motion and the route, and watch the linebacker match to it. See him match to it? There it is. Now we got him. Now we got 3-on-3 down here to the bottom. Everybody wins their block.
Offensive line's doing good, man. They're getting their blocks and everything. They're doing good. This team's just doing good, bro. Like, it sucks that I gotta watch every freaking sports channel just say, oh, they ain't played nobody or this or that, or the interceptions from last year that somehow, turn over to this year. There's no respect, man. There's no respect. That's just a couple little plays I want to watch, He's lit him up, man. Like, this dude's got a good channel, though. It's pretty much premise of this video was the QB school. I just subscribed to him. You guys should too. He breaks down a lot of good tape on a lot of quarterbacks, not just Dak. We're just gonna end it right here with, you know, a lot of DC, yeah, DC for life. I love that channel. But yeah, we're gonna watch the whole thing.
They got to get everyone.
We're gonna watch the whole highlight.
They got to get everyone out of there and look it again.
Oh, they able to hit the pass out to the 40-yard line to Jake Ferguson. Here's a 3rd and 4, and that'll move the sticks. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Free play.
They may have gotten Washington to jump. Might be a free play. They go down the field and connect. 2nd and 10 from the 16. Dowdle gets the screen pass. Dowdle to the end zone for a Dallas.
Jim Nance's Instagram daily, but
no. 2nd and 5. He's going to keep it. There goes Dak out to the 40. New set of downs for Dallas.
Here we go. Here we go. You already know what time it is. Boom.
He's got his tight end. Schoonmaker with a first down make.
That's them not come in at 6 a.m. after a night game.
There's the pass play to Lamb down to the 31.
Touchdown.
Going for the big ball. Wide open. Touchdown. Brandon Cooks.
Obviously, I watched the game. I'm not like just now reacting to it, but you know, I mean, damn. Talk about some good football.
There's Dak.
Scramble.
Flips it.
Just luck right there.
On the
Sometimes
rebound.
luck is all you need.
How Brooks, he was ready.
Picked up 24. Now looking to throw on the run. He's got a man inside the 10.
I agree with that, Tracy. That's a great point. They got to be more physical at the line of scrimmage.
Here's the pass to Pollard, and he opens up with a 10-yard pass. Dak again dumps it off. Pollard. Dak plants, fires, hits him. He's looking for him, looking for Lamb. He's got it for the first down.
Point game if they would have converted.
2nd and 9. Prescott pass. Cooks.
Motion to see who's running with him if it's man or zone.
All kinds of time for Dak. Going to the end zone. Touchdown. CD Lamb and the Cowboys.
Look at the O-line in here, actually. Look at this time. You can't throw this ball. No one's around him, Jim. I mean, that's why they can win the Super Bowl.
Pollard again, going to shift back to the other side. Prescott looks, fires back to the end zone. Reviewed and...
Man, it looks good. I'm going to cut the stream right there, handle some stuff, and then I'm going to get on, do another Call of Duty stream. I know I said maybe some COD, but I got to do a little bit of things here and there. So, going to end it there.